Hello everyone. And I've had a lot of people asking me, how is the shrimp farm doing? How are the shrimp outside doing? And in today's video, I want to show you guys just how they're doing. So I'll start off by saying the first month was kind of, the temperatures were not really cooperating. We'd have a couple really warm days and we'd have nights where it was getting into the 40s and the water temps were getting down to like high 40s, low 50s. And so that really wasn't ideal. But the shrimp all seemed to be doing all right. And then when it finally started getting warm and we started getting steady temperatures for the last 5 or 6 weeks or so, then they all went green. So people were asking me how they're doing. And I'd say, well, the ones I can see in that didn't go completely green, they're doing pretty good. But going green is not a problem. Well, now that we're having a super hot heat wave, and I knew one of the problems was gonna be keeping these tubs so they don't cook. Now, my other pond that I don't have shade cloth on, it gets to be in the low 90s, and the shrimp do fine out there. But in the tubs where I'm really trying to breed them, and it's not just Mother Nature doing its thing, I keep them all tucked in, and I start getting worried when they start getting above 85. So what I've been doing on these super hot days is I've been doing my water change routine on the days I need to, and today is one of those days we're going to have to change some water. So I'll take you guys out there and show you my water change process, show you how that affects temperature. And the good thing is, when I'm doing all these water changes with the extra heat, that most of the tubs are clearing up enough that we can see inside of them. And last night when I was looking, they all had babies. Of course, some tubs I put like 400 shrimp in, and other tubs I only put a handful in, depending on how many I had. But regardless, I'm pretty excited. I can say I think all of them are going to do good, and I haven't been able to say that. And I was worried. I was worried a lot, but we've gone through cold snaps. We've gone through super hot heat waves, and they're doing fine. Super excited. I've had super green water, pea soup. They don't care. We're the ones that care about that stuff. The pea soup just means whatever was in the water is getting used up and being turned into algae. Now, as long as you do have to watch the pea soup, the heat. You need lots of aeration, and we do have that. I have some of the stubs out there boiling with air. So we're getting hot, and we are getting to be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when the real heat of the day starts. And so this is when I like to do my cold water change to cool them down. Let's get going. So this is one of the tubs, 84. And this is another tub, 83. And this is the in-ground pond that doesn't get covered up. So this one really doesn't get above 90 in the hottest heat we've had. And I've had this pond for years. It might get to 91, 92 in the most extreme situations, and the guppies and shrimp out there are fine. But with the ones we're really worried about, there's 10 tubs out there, and I only have thermometers in 2 of them, but they're all right there in a line. And I have the thermometer spread out. They're usually pretty even. Sometimes this one will get to be like 2 or 3 degrees warmer, but not very often. So let's get these water changes going. So much for mulch and landscaping barrier to keep the grass from growing through. I'm going to be pulling grass here. But this is the water line. I put this on here as a cover. And then each tub has a little line that just barely trickles water all the way through. All the way down. So I got a quick connect on my hose. See if I can do it one-handed. Oh. Yeah, did it one-handed. So then we come down here. because any water that's trapped in the line or the hose is like super hot bath water. It's like 92 degrees out right now. I open this valve here. I gotta go turn the hose on. And I just turn it on just enough. Just barely, so it's about a gallon an hour. And then we wait for it to fill. Oh, see, that is like bath water. We wait for it to get to be cold hose water. Man, there's a lot of hot water in there today. There we go. Now we're getting cold. So that's just the hose being turned on a little bit. It's not full blast. And then we close it up. Whoa! Close it up. See, this one's green, but not too bad. And now they're all getting water trickled in at the same rate. This one has some crazy algae, or moss and algae. This, let's see if we can see anything. This one is normally crystal clear. There we go. I don't know if anything's showing up on there or not. But there are tons and tons of little babies in the snowball one. This one has stayed clear for whatever reason. I'm not complaining. This blue jelly one has stayed pretty clear too, but it's hard to see them in the day. So what I like to do is I like to come out here at night with a flashlight, and you can really see them a lot better. So now we've got that all going. Now we gotta do is wait. To make sure I don't screw up and forget about the water, because that would be catastrophic, I get into my phone and I've calculated that 1 hour and 45 minutes with that, with as much as I have the hose turned on, 10 tubs, 10 trickle lines, 1 hour and 45 minutes works perfect. So let's get that started. And you can see right here, this is where the water comes out at. Every tub has an overflow, big old wad of foam stuffed in it. That's where the water goes. All right, after 1 hour and 45 minutes, we've dropped them both. I think this one come down about 3 or 4 degrees, and this one come down a couple degrees. So it's not about bringing them down a whole bunch. It's just because this time of day is when the temperature will skyrocket a degree an hour or more. And so we cool them down a few degrees at the same time when they will be getting hot, the hottest. Now we go shut it off. So then we shut the water off. Open that. And let that drain out. So I don't have to do this every day. And on the days where it gets in the upper 80s, which is a normal summer day here, I don't have to do it. But when we start getting in the mid 90s like we have been, this helps them. Well, maybe I should say it helps me feel better, I think. Alright, so I wound up the hose and shut the valve off so we don't get no critters crawling in there. And then my little homemade, I'm going to have to do it off camera. This guy will do that. So this is what I feed them every day. My batch of powdered food, decent pinch. Get in there. And we do that for every one of them every day. Well, here's a quick look at the guppy and shrimp pond. I didn't start off with a whole lot of guppies, and we've only been warm for about a month here now. But as you can see, these guys are doing good. The water today is like 90 degrees in here. So these guys are turbocharged. They're going at it like crazy. We've got tons of little babies swarming around everywhere. So we're well on our way to having guppy soup out here like we did last year. Look at those pretty little guppies. Now look at some of the shrimp in this pond. Cool. Alright, I apologize for the horrible video, but I just don't want to take these screens off and risk bad stuff getting in there. So, I'm getting the best video I can, and this is the snowball tub. And this tub has, this one and the Blue Dreams one has the most babies. Here's the blue jelly. This tank has a beautiful like fuzz layer of algae all over. It's all green and perfect. I see lots of buried ones in here, but I haven't seen too many babies. I've seen a few babies, but lots of buried ones. This is another one that's crystal clear. Here are the green jades. There's not a whole ton of babies in here, but I've seen some babies and lots of buried ones. And then this is one I really need to do good, and it looks like it is. These are Bloody Marys. I really want these guys to do good. This one's normally pretty green, so being able to see down into this one is new. Glad to see them doing good. Here's a Blue Dream. This one's always been kind of green, but you can only see a few inches down normally. And you always see babies right at the top. Like, they're not showing up on the video, but there's lots of them. I think right there you can see the movement. A bigger baby swimming around. There's an orange really one. Glad to see one of those. That one's been really green. I haven't seen a shrimp in there until the last few days, and they look good. And here's the in-ground pond that got up to 90 degrees again. Look at all these shrimp, man. Apologize for not getting good video of the tubs, but there's a lot of good video in here. The guppies are doing really good. We're starting to get loads and loads of babies. Look at all the little baby guppies. There's so many shrimp in here too. Pretty awesome. And this is the one where they live year round. These shrimp stay out here year round. I do put a greenhouse cover on it in the wintertime. But these shrimp live year round outside. All through the snow in the winter. Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and look at all the shrimp and the algae. Thanks again. Bye.